I guess you already know this, but I'm going to say it anyway. LinkedIn is one of the best places or best platforms that freelancers can go to find freelancing jobs. And I'm not saying this because it has a job board. I'm not saying this because it's widely known as a job platform. No, I'm saying this because most of the potential customers that we are targeting as freelancers spend time or hang out on LinkedIn. And in fact, I want you to just go ahead and confirm that. Pause this video, go on LinkedIn now and search for CEO for whatever company or the founder of whatever company. I bet you that you are going to find a profile for that specific person. That means that most of the potential businesses, potential founders, potential CEOs, potential clients that we want to work with are on LinkedIn. And that means that we need to pitch tent on LinkedIn as freelancers. And not only that, most of these founders, when they're looking to hire people, the first place that they turn to is LinkedIn. And don't just trust my word for it. We have studies that confirm this. One good study is this one here, and it says 72% of recruiters use LinkedIn as part of their hiring process and consider hires through LinkedIn to be of higher quality than professionals sourced elsewhere. We also have another study that says 87% of recruiters use LinkedIn to vet candidates. What does that mean for you? It means that you need to have a very optimized LinkedIn profile. And I'll get into that in another video. In today's video, I want to show you how you can go about landing high-ticket clients on LinkedIn. The first thing that I'm going to do is a bit off the books, and it's what I love referring to as a competitive copier or a lead hijacker. Just as the name suggests, we are going to try and hijack other people's clients. How I do that is I'll go on my LinkedIn. So this is my LinkedIn profile. Then on the search bar here, I'm going to search for copywriters in New York. I can do that for California, Atlanta, and any other place, but I'm going to start with New York. Then I'll go ahead and click on people. And now we have a list of people who work as copywriters in New York. Scroll down a bit and we have all these options. Let's click on this one. All you want to see at this point is the companies that she's worked for. And the good thing is that most of these freelance writers, freelance virtual assistants always list that in their profiles. So we're going to scroll down. And under experience, you can see the companies that she's worked for or she's working for. Like for example, here we have Harvest Links, New York. She works full-time as a copy supervisor. We have this one and we have this one. Now, these are the first companies that I'm going to start pitching. The simple fact that she's working for the companies shows there's need. Shows that they hire content writers, so it doesn't hurt for me to shoot my shots. I'll go ahead and do that for other profiles as well. We also have this one. I'm going to scroll down a bit. And here are the companies that she's worked for. You can see some companies she worked full-time, others as a freelancer. Depending on your preference, you can either decide to target companies that hire freelancers, but also these companies that hire full-time sometimes could use a freelancer, so don't be scared of applying. Now, if you've not set up your profile, this can be a very good opportunity for you to see what other people are doing or how they are presenting themselves as freelancers. So I would take time to look at their title, like how they've optimized their title, their about me, the kind of services that they're offering, and also present that way. The second option is to find companies or individuals who are looking to hire freelancers, or in my case, content writers. And how I do that is I'll go back to my homepage where we are right now. Then in the search bar, I'm going to search for people who are hiring content writers. And you can decide to sieve based on people, companies, and whatnot. But in our case, I'm just going to scroll through the posts. You can see that here 6 days ago, this person was looking to hire content writers, hiring a content specialist, expanding. They're looking for an SEO writer. They're hiring a content writer. We are hiring a content writer. And this is the exact reason why I always emphasize on pitching tents. You see, these jobs were posted like 6 days ago. This one was 22 hours ago at least, but the others were posted a couple of days ago. So if you're not pitching tent on LinkedIn, then you're going to miss out on lots of opportunities, because the last thing that we want to do is to pitch for jobs that have been in the queue for hours or even days. We want to be among the first people to make our applications, because it increases the chances of us getting hired. The third option involves a bit of strategizing, because let's be honest, not every person who's looking for a content writer in the field or looking for a virtual assistant in the field is going to hire you, even if you're offering the same services. And this is where the niche aspect comes in very handy. You see, if you are in travel, it's best for you to find travel companies, because this company is more likely to hire you than a software as a service company. The same thing applies for virtual assistants. If you are an executive virtual assistant and you're targeting a business owner, this person might not see value in hiring you. So in this step, you need to sit down, decide on your niche, decide on the company and the people who are more likely to hire you. Then now you're going to go ahead and target them. So let me show you how to do that. Okay, so for targeting and connecting, I'm going to go back on my homepage and search for the relevant people. Assuming I work as an executive virtual assistant, I will go on the search bar and search for something like CEOs, Fortune 500 companies. And right here, I can decide to filter based on posts, based on people, companies, and whatnot. Let's see what the page presents. Yeah, we can see some CEOs here and there, CEOs. So I could decide to search for people, but let's just open one of the results that have shown up. So somebody like this one, I'm going to click on their profile. World's #1 CEO coach. This is a coach, I guess, but we're going to use the profile just for demonstration. Now, first things first, I'm going to give them a follow. Then I'm going to look at the kinds of posts that they share, and I'll try as much as I can to interact with these posts. By that I mean liking, commenting, sharing, just to bring myself to their attention if I can. And even if I can't, sometimes I'll be able to just point out the kinds of things that they like posting. So what I mean by that is I'll come down here, and these are the things that they always share. I can check it out. Yeah, so they're saying 3 great HBR books to put under Christmas tree. And again, remember, this is someone assuming that is in the same niche as you're in, or they're doing the same thing that you'd love to help with. So in this case, of course, this is not something I connect with, but yeah. So I'll go ahead, give it a like, comment, share, or repost, and things like that. I'll do that consistently for like a week. And then now after that, I would shoot them a DM and be like, hey, I'm Olivia, an experienced executive virtual assistant, and I would love to help you with ABC. And remember, because I have been following them for a while, at least I know a thing or two about them. So I can always open my email with something that I've known about them to show them that, hey, I'm not just shooting my shots in the dark. I know who I'm talking to. The fourth option is what we all know, and that is targeting jobs on the LinkedIn job board. Now, I'm going to give you a little secret that will help you find the most recent jobs, because you know, jobs that have been in the queue for a very long time are, let me just say, very hard to land, because for the most part, people have already applied. Sometimes the client has already hired. Now, with this small tip, you should be able to find jobs that have been there less than an hour long. For the jobs, I would just come up here under jobs, And remember, you're going to get a range of job options, but now we want jobs that are filtered to the skill that we are offering. Now, in this case, it's suggesting jobs that I personally do, but I would love to find a very specific job. It could be copywriting in my case. You can see that we have 4,826 results. When you scroll down, we have all the copywriting jobs. And you have the option to filter based on remote or on-site, date posted, experience level, and things like that. Now, the trick that I was talking about, how you go about it, because you realize here, we have jobs that have been in the queue for 5 days. 1 day. So these are not very good to apply. Like I keep saying, those have been in the queue for a very long time. So let's narrow down our search so that we can see the most recent jobs. I want you to come up here on the LinkedIn URL. Then you're going to, first of all, I want you to sieve down to the date posted. Let's say we want jobs that have been posted the last 24 hours. We have 400 results. And then now we do have 44 minutes and things like that. So how you get jobs that have been posted less than an hour specifically and not get the ones that have been posted 11 hours ago, you'll come up here in the URL, and then now you're going to find, let me show you. You're going to find these 86400. We're going to change this and put it back to like 3600 seconds. I think those are the seconds in an hour. Then now click enter. So take note of the place where I have edited. It's after the TPR =, R 3600. Okay, not the first number but the second part here. That is exactly where you edit the seconds. Please take note of where I have done the editing. It's after the TPR =, R 3600. So it's after the =, and the R. Okay, not the first part, but the second part. These are the seconds in an hour. Now, looking down here, you can see that now we are seeing the latest job. This was posted an hour ago, 21 minutes, 59 minutes, 32 minutes, 41 minutes. And by the way, like I keep saying, most of the American clients are usually active at around 2 p.m. onwards Kenyan time, or let's say if you are in Africa. So you want to take note of the time as well, because there are certain times where there are a lot of jobs and other times not so much. So if you are targeting, please make sure that you are taking note of that as well. And also to mention, remember the niching down aspect. If a job is looking for a travel content writer and you are a software as a service writer, that might not be the job for you. I'm not saying that you can't shoot your shot, but it's more likely that you'll get hired if the job is aligned with your niche and you have a portfolio or samples to show for it. So it's highly likely that you'll get hired when you have the right samples and portfolio and even title that shows you are aligned to that job, compared if you are just a random content writer. The last option involves you reaching out to experienced freelancers or freelancers who have been in the industry for a longer time, because most of them usually have an extra supply of work. I'm going to use myself as an example. I've worked with very many clients, and for the most part, I'm not usually able to fulfill all their requirements. So in case I have an overflow of work and I have other engagements, I always hire content writers to help me with the work. And of course, I'm going to pay them a fraction of what I get paid. If I'm paid $50, I'll pay them like $30 or $20. So you reaching out to these freelancers can be a good way to get a cut from what they get paid from their clients. Most of these freelancers have other businesses as well. So sometimes they don't want to write or work for their business. So they want to hire someone like you. And again, using myself as an example, I have turned out Africa, Travel Moran, and sometimes it's a bit overwhelming for me to sit down and write for my own company. And in this case, in the first part, we had talked a bit about poaching their clients, but now we are not poaching their clients. We are approaching them directly for work. I can tell you for a fact that if you are good at your work and you get such a freelancer, then they'll be very happy. At least now they've gotten somebody to ease their burden. So don't be afraid to pitch other freelancers who are in the same industry as you. That's that on how to find work on LinkedIn. I hope you have learned a thing or two. And if that's the case, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. As always, comment down there if you have any question, any concern, or just to say thank you. Okay, because like I said, the more you comment, the more this video will go out and wide and reach other people, and also help my channel to grow as well. If you don't like, you don't comment, you don't subscribe, this time around, what do I find? What do I find? I think a caterpillar. I'll find a caterpillar and come and put it where? Somewhere in your house. Then when you're walking there, it will jump on you. Just kidding. Anyway, it was so good to see you. Thank you for staying up to this point. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.